First of all, I asked myself, do I understand the business, the market, the industry? Do I understand their business model? Do I understand their value proposition? And is it substantial? Is it valid? Is it credible? The second question I asked myself is the problem that is being solved, is it substantial enough? Does it have meat? Is there enough pain that in fact people are going to want to embrace what the business is offering to them? The version of people, the ability to change people's mindset into buying from you, whether it's a product, a service, a technology, is all about behavioral change. And so it has to be substantial enough that they're going to change their behavior, and they're going to start wanting to buy from you because either they're fed up with other products, or yours is that much better than others, or your IP is faster, is smarter, cheaper, whatever. So it all has to do with changing their behavior. So the third question I have is typically around the business itself. Is it sustainable, and is it positioned for growth? Can it grow? Is there substantial market that it can grow? And so, but first and foremost, it has to have a proper business model, a business equation that you can actually make money, and you can make money ongoing, so it's not just a faddish kind of arrangement, but in fact continues to earn money and can grow, hopefully exponentially, because as an angel investor, I'd like to see some of that reward for the risk. Okay. So typically my fourth question deals with the critical factors. What are the critical factors of the business that are going to drive it, that have to happen, and without them the business is going to fail? And what can go wrong? What can go wrong with the business? Because there's all sorts of unknowns in the marketplace. Things can come at you from left field, right field, center field, you name it. But what strikes me interesting every time is that we can hear presentations to an angel group, and we can have a dozen or 2 dozen totally successful people sitting around listening to the presentation. We'll all think it's great, but something will could still broadside the business. So we got to pay attention to the critical factors as well, and try and second guess as much as we can what could go wrong. The fifth question typically I ask myself is, can the management team deliver? Do they have the skill set? Do they have the energy, the passion? Can they move this business forward and deliver what they say they're going to deliver? The sixth typically I pay attention to is the exit strategy, because my impression is that most of these businesses are actually being developed and built for somebody else. And so we're not building it for ourselves. That would be a lifestyle business. So we're building it to pass on to someone else, whether it's an acquisition, whether it's an IPO, doesn't matter. So we have to pay attention to whether or not they have a clear exit strategy, and typically I'm looking for details, not just whether it's into a certain sector and within 3 to 5 years. I typically challenge them to come up with potential suitor A, B, and C, and why are they going to want to buy it, when, and for how much. And that starts them thinking and driving them towards how do they want to design this business, how do they want to build the business to make it attractive for somebody else as part of their exit strategy. And the last question, number 7, typically that I ask is who's in it, who else is in it, and why? And that's not only with angel investors, and who else is in that has knowledge in that space if I don't, and do I regard them as committed and credible investors, but also relationships that are dealing with the company as well, whether it's suppliers, whether it's customers. Are they committed? Whether it's contracts, or how are they related to the business, and what is their business experience, trade, company names that are known, reputations that are out in the marketplace already, all help with the confidence in understanding who's in and why I should write my check along with everybody else.